That.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Are you live?
Oh yeah,
We're
ready for it.
I'll wait till you get a person first. Remember, you gotta slide over for mine.
Okay.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, you just interrupted me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're gonna start the live segment by talking about questions to ask before you make that move. What is that move? That move is into an apartment.
The big
or
move.
Into a home. The big move.
Yo, if you really talk like that the whole time, though. Okay. And cut.
And cut. What is child talk about? Do you shave your... Man, listen. I always shave, bro.
For skydiving?
Makes you more aerodynamic.
Okay, well, I've actually never been skydiving, and it's on my to-do list, so
I want to go skydiving.
That's never been an option for me, but...
Word.
So, y'all, tonight, what we want to hear about the experiences you've had and the things you want to know about what to know before you make a move.
Hey.
I feel like most people have all had roommates, and a lot of people have had, like, relationships and maybe moved in with somebody and it was good, and then it, like, kind of got real crazy. Y'all had to step back or whatever it was, but...
You have a lot of bad juju when it comes to roommates. Until now.
I could literally write books about it. Like, 4 days. 4 days.
Yeah.
But none of them have been, like, the boo, you know? Like, the one
of course.
you gotta live with.
Look,
and figure out how to make it work, because if it doesn't, you're gonna be really upset.
For sure.
Yeah.
We've been together and had some of those crazy experiences. Which we'll probably share
My
later.
bad luck, my bad juju spilled over onto him hardcore. And,
with the bad roommates. I apologize,
but...
It's all good.
I couldn't, you know?
So...
It was just what it was.
Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so... Let's kick it off, shall we?
So, like, what kind of experiences have you had overall living with people? Like, some people, when you move in with them, they make the list of things, like the chores in the house and everything like that, and you know what it is from jump. Or some people are, like, really lackadaisical, and then you end up... I lived in college in a house with 8 women. 8 in an apartment.
That's a lot.
And it was not clean. Ladies are not clean like they claim to be. We are here to tell you. So, like, what's your experience? Have you had either side of that, or... Sips wine.
Sips wine. Actually, I've had roommates, but most of them I get along with because I'm a person that's usually, like, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stick to myself, and I don't really, like, I don't have a huge, I guess, roommate footprint, you want to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I stick to myself. I'm usually in the studio, or I'm in my room chilling, smoking somewhere. So... For the most part, I've had pretty, great roommates throughout my life. I haven't had a lot, I want to say. I've had, I have my share.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I've had too many.
I mean, college is one thing. I had roommates in college, but they were all dope. As soon as it got weird, I just, like, got out of there.
It can get weird, too.
It gets real weird.
Yeah.
What else?
Especially when money's involved. It can get, like, real weird. Like,
so that's usually, like, after college, yeah. Once you actually, like,
have to collect bills and, exactly.
Right. Then it gets crazy.
Yep.
But,
hi, mans.
Let me see. I think that, for the most part, my roommate situation was cool. Probably up until we first moved in together and had other roommates. That was probably one of the worst experiences I've had with roommates. Also, guys, if you have some really crazy experiences with roommates,
tell us what y'all's are. I can't be the only one out here, y'all.
Let us know, because I had... Well, before we even go into the questions to ask before you make the move, let's talk about some of the experiences you had with roommates. Best or worst first? What do you want to start with?
Well, I feel like the problem in the first part of life when you're having roommates that aren't like people that you're involved with or whatever, right, is that they're mostly like random humans, right? Yeah, like they're mostly people that are just like random. Picked out of anywhere, and that doesn't always work, you know? Like that doesn't always fit with everybody. So my problem definitely when I was in college and afterwards. Actually, I lived mostly by myself after college, or after I was living on campus, but I was living in places with other people, and it was still like not a good match. But right. I feel like my problem was that I was cleaner than a lot of people. And
I mean, that's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have, but also not, because when you have to come into a space that you're the one who feels like it's dirty, it messes with your energy, like every day. For sure. So, especially when you're like rigorous in school, trying to be studious, and you want to study in your bedroom and whatnot, and like your house is not a place that you can find any peace, because it's like, so cleanliness. These people's mamas didn't tell them how to act right.
So, hey, let's take that into the first questions to ask.
Okay.
Are you is your potential roommate a clean person?
Yeah. Or maybe you're not a clean person and you only need to find someone who matches with your cleanliness.
Right.
Oh, Mims is saying,
she's best friends.
Best friends to this day with your freshman year roommate. You lucky girl. I wish I could say the same. But she had another friend who she let sublet, who cost her a security deposit because she got in a fight with her landlord. That is not cute. Hello, everyone who's joining, guys. That's like not popping, yo. That's an example. I mean, that doesn't have to do with cleanliness, but that's an example of somebody who lives in a way that isn't in line with the choices that you make of how to live your life, and so then you're like, you're getting me all jammed up.
No TCYOB. You know
so what I was saying with the cleanliness was like, you only need somebody who...
Did I say that wrong? I think I did.
TCOB.
No, yeah, it's TCOB.
Yeah.
I said TC. Anyway.
You said TCOB.
No, I said TCYOB.
Oh, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. Anyway, you called yourself out.
I did, hey, because that's how you know you're a boss.
Yeah. He don't care what nobody thinks.
Fact. Anyway,
so what I was saying about cleanliness is like someone that matches you at least
on a level,
on your cleanliness level.
So
I think, maybe you're not very clean, but
I think it's also important to be like, all right, well, if you can talk to somebody and be like, yo, could you clean this up, and them not have a whole argument about it, or them not go through the motions and.
Or make excuses or blame it on somebody else.
Right, or be super passive aggressive about it. So, boom. That's two in one right there. That's the communication, which is always the basis of everything, in my opinion. And it's like, all right, can your potential roommate communicate properly and thoroughly? Like, yo, the dishes are in the sink. Do you mind cleaning them up? Because most of them are yours.
So, like, how would you say that now? Like, how do we tell each other to clean up? I feel like we do it as, like, a team effort a lot of times.
It's a different dynamic with couples. So, like, I would say for couples and stuff, it's kind of like you have to see what, I guess, what the protocol is before you move into. So, like, say if you cook dinner for the night, right?
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I got dish duties because you cooked the food. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it balances out. If you doing the dishes, then obviously I'm cooking. So it's like, kind of, it gets a little difficult when there's like more than one roommate. But it's like,
right.
But that's the thing. I think if you have like a set schedule where everybody can follow it and kind of get into a regimen, like, yo, you got dishes this day, or clean up after yourself. Boom.
So, like, are you the guy to set that one up? Like, if you were to be moving in a house with people, would you be the one to be like, listen, guys, everyone's going to have dishes?
I'm the one to clean up after myself. Peep that. So, if I got my dishes in there and all right, well, I feel like there's also it has to be like just joints like set up. Like yo, I could leave my dishes here for a day, but tomorrow because I live here too. I might not want to wash my dish as soon as I put it in there. You know, I might want to chill, play video games, smoke, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to it, but
that's what he does.
That's just the. That's not what I do all the time.
You said it. You said it, not me.
I said I might want to do these things.
Okay.
I didn't say that's the only thing I do.
Okay.
Damn, Gina. Anyway, what I was saying is like it just has to be a protocol of how you work it out, simply because everybody ticks differently. You know what I'm saying? So communication. Anybody with or anybody looking for, you know, a roommate or whatever, like communication is key. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
Okay.
What are some other instances you got into with? I feel like you can learn a lot from the bad experiences with roommates. You know what I'm saying? What advice would you give to somebody that's?
Yeah, I feel like I had a lot that were not learning experiences. They were just people that I was like, you're out of your whole entire mind. Like,
Talk about it.
Like, it wasn't really necessarily, I mean, it was like an experience, and so I was like, this is great that I experienced this in my life, but it wasn't something that I necessarily learned from, because a lot of the people are people who are like so far beyond.
You had some, like, extreme cases.
Fully extreme. I feel like, I don't even know. I feel like I can't even go into it because it's, like, people's personal business and stuff like that. But it's just, like, the most ridiculous situations, like health situations that I've had to remove myself from because it's been, like, a health hazard. Like, that type of craziness, you know?
Names, but the people want to know. All right, look.
Yeah, just, like, people dealing with, like, mental situations, like, if you got schizophrenia or whatever, that's cool, but if you could take your medications if you're gonna live with other people, you feel me? You know? Or, like, if you know, like, we've had situations together, like, roommates, like, infested with fleas, and it's like,
sure,
that's filthy that's how you live your life, and right. I don't want to be a part of that, you know?
Yeah, that's really filthy.
So it's like, how do you even avoid that when it's like, a lot of times it's like random people that come into your life. Like, you attract the people that you are around oftentimes, but sometimes it's just like, dang.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
You had some crazy roommates. We had some crazy roommates.
Yeah.
And
then, like, you have to deal with, you ever been in a situation before where you feel like you're the one that's crazy, but you know you're not? Like, you know?
Yeah. In that situation, I definitely... You ain't put your phone on vibrate again. Look, we had Child say, I had two gay dude roommates that was cool as fuck in the beginning. Nenjah. Then they started to feel some type of way because I wouldn't smoke their joints with them because I believe they had DSLs. Wow. So, that's pretty,
All right. That's a specific example.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean,
wait, that was their opinion of you? That was like what they were worried about?
That's crazy.
I don't even know what to say about that. I feel like the other thing is like intersecting lifestyles, right? So it's like when you have a bunch of people that all come from different backgrounds and are trying to live in the same place, what are the important things for you to be like, this is my minimum expectation of this? Like, for me, cleanliness is definitely a thing. Like, it's a minimum expectation.
Minimum.
You feel me?
Minimum.
And, like, the things that people choose to do with their time or their lifestyle, I don't really care as long as they're leaving what you were calling a small roommate footprint or whatever you call it. Yeah. But basically, like, as long as I don't have to...
Yeah. I think it's like, mind your business, deal what you need to deal with, and if there is some kind of conflict, hash it out in the community area, whether it be your living room, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to get crazy, but, like, handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that there's a lot of times where it kind of gets crazy. Like Child said, you're cool in the beginning. Yo, she trying to play me. Hold on, I gotta pause my thought. First of all, Nita Bo. Let me talk about my feet, alright? My feet don't stink.
Yo,
that's
she
Ari.
says Zuri stink feet.
My feet
and now
stink.
he's trying to play me because he got played by somebody
Listen, I had to throw you under the bus. Listen.
Don't bring me into it, yo.
She's on your feed, so you gotta get caught.
Conversation is key.
Sue
says he's joking, but that Jesus sounded Christ. Like see, for me, I don't even know because my situations I've dealt with have been so extra. So look, extra.
I'm gonna tell y'all this story. So we were living in Staten Island, and we had these crazy roommates, right? And so, like, it got real bad.
Just a couple of them. We've had multiple.
Yeah, in the same apartment. So, whatever. This one time, right, I was so heated about this. I was actually about to, like, beat the dude up. But luckily, I had this beautiful lady to prevent me from doing so. He, like, took my washcloth that I wash, that I wash my Dons with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I wash up with. And, like, it was dry, right? So, I remember him getting out of the bathroom, and then, like, after some time, I went in, to handle my business and take a shower, and my washcloth was wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why is my washcloth wet? I didn't shower with it. I didn't use it. You know what I'm saying? So, I was like, oh, nah, like, that's wild. So, I'm ready to put the paws on this guy, and granted, these are grown people, like my age, probably times 2 at the time, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, I let it rock. You know what? I'm a bigger person. I let it rock. Then, right, his cat or whatever had coughed up a crazy hairball in the back of the couch. And I'm like, yo, what's this? I'm like, yo, clean this up before, you gonna get hurt. And he's like, it's not me, it's the cat. I was like, yo, whatever.
You stay blaming everything on everybody.
Clean that up, right? Clean that up. Another time, this is like the finale. It's like the grand finale. This dude, like, took my cheese out of the refrigerator and smashed it on the floor.
None of this makes sense with any background, but these are facts.
No,
there's a whole entire story that goes behind it. But these are the facts of what happened.
It's a whole entire story of people not being clean, right?
Okay,
so they're not clean, and I call them out on them not being clean. Anyway, what happened was he was about to get boxed the fuck up. She told me no, chill, because they're going to probably call the police because they some snitches, right? And I'm like, all right, bet. So, I walk around the block. I do my laps. I talk to my aunt that's like a law-abiding, Christian woman to give me some guidance from Jesus himself. And, like, I recenter myself, right? So,
hi, Ann.
I say all of this to say that make sure you communicate and know.
Well, Shauna says, don't you need to set clear boundaries so people respect your space and not just let it ride?
For sure. I'm not letting nothing ride, pause, because that's a disrespect to who I am as an individual. And my lady was like, yo, come on, bro. You trying to get the rats and the roaches to come and have a kumbaya in my crib? Nah, that's not popping. Like, clean up.
The problem with them was that, like, we had the boundaries clearly set, but they were not living it inside of their own space, so it became a problem for everybody else.
Fact.
So that's a situation where it's like your cleanliness within your own room actually spilled out into the apartment and was filthy. Disgusting.
So I've never met anybody that actually smelled like petroleum, like gas, like... These cats smell like petroleum. Like, oh, y'all don't wash. That's what's up. But y'all keep that over there. But when it starts trickling out and seeping underneath their door, then there's problems.
All right. So
Well, that was a good story.
This guy, in summation, this guy has a very strong priority towards cleanliness inside of his home, right?
Hey, facts.
So, if you're going to live with somebody, something that you know that you have to check out is how clean that person is going to be. And I don't know if y'all have ever, like, outside of the people that you live with, but if you've gone on a trip with somebody and you've had to stay with them for a period of time, and you've seen it just in that time, like, how you're like, oh, wow, I could not even rock with you. Like, I could really not even live with you. That definitely happens, I feel like, with a cleanliness type thing, you know? Where it's just like, what do you live your real life like? I don't want to know, because we're not going to ever live together.
Facts. So, I mean, like, sometimes it sucks too, because you get caught in these situations where it's like, yo, I can't go anywhere right now. This is where I need to live, but like, you're violating. You know, you got the roommates violating. So,
yeah, it's your space. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's your energy that surrounds you that rubs off on how you're feeling. And I've definitely had times where I've come home, we felt like it's like a war zone.
A war zone, facts.
Literally.
And you don't feel comfortable in your house.
No.
And like,
you don't want to be in the common area.
Facts.
No.
We're going to do a couple of things, yo, from having a locked bathroom doors to kicking people out the house to, we're going to do a lot of things. But with all of that being said, is like, the experience has taught us, like, yo, when you're looking for a roommate or looking for, you know, someone to, you know, split rent or help out with certain things, like, cleanliness is a very huge question to ask. How they deal with their finances, like how people communicate, how you deal with your finances, because the bills have to get paid. So whose name is going to be in, like, all of these are grown things only, you know what I'm saying? But it has to get done.
Yeah.
So it's like, if a person's just like wasting your time and not getting, because essentially you're like in a partnership, whether it be 1 or 2, 3 people, whatever. Like,
if y'all's name is on a contract together,
facts,
that you're in a partnership of some kind. Yeah.
So make sure when you're in this contract or this binding agreement that you pick the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets crazy out here, darkness. What else would you kind of screen? Like, say you're screening a candidate, right? So you ask them about communication. Yeah. You ask them about cleanliness. What else would you ask them about?
I feel like they're simple. Like, I've even seen, so we have another spot that we run an Airbnb out of, and so when we were living there, a lot of times you'd have people who would ask questions about, like, really polite questions about, like, what time do you shower in the morning, you know, like, stuff like that. So it was really a thought of the larger sense is the habits that you guys have, like
your daily routine.
Yeah, like is it gonna work with you to live with somebody who is always coming in super late and is sleeping in the morning, and is it gonna work with somebody who's making a lot of noise in the morning when you don't work until the evening, like that sort of thing. So it's like lifestyle choices, I feel like, too, can be a big thing. A big thing.
Okay, Anita says, I would ask shit like, are you a partier?
Yeah.
A smoker? A heavy drinker?
Heavy drinkers can be... Heavy drinkers can be a problem, yo. Shauna says, one of our best friends always explodes her suitcase all over when we go on vacation. Still love her. Still keep vacationing with her, but don't know how she makes such a mess in such a short time. I know multiple people like that. So, sleep hours, friends over, volume. Yeah, volume is a big thing. Yeah. And then the other thing is, like, you know, like, I fall asleep really easily, but I wake up really easily to noises. Right. This guy sleeps with, like, a marching band in the room with him. So there's different lifestyle things like that where it's like, how do you... What?
Yo, your feed is hilarious.
Sometimes it's hard to be... Oh, is it you, Ann? Is it you? Sometimes it's hard to keep your suitcase intact. This is a fact. It's hard. It's definitely hard. How did you go about talking to people about these subjects? Yeah. So that's another good question is like, how do you go about bringing these topics up with people? Because I've definitely struggled with that before because I felt like there's been such awkward things. Like, I've had roommates in college who were bulimic and it was like a health issue,
right?
But you're leaving vomit in the dorm room, so it's like an issue for me now. So I have to be put in the awkward place of bringing it up because you want to be a nasty bee, like
right.
You know, and like I had to bring it up, and then it's like you want to lie to me about it, and that's what I'm talking about. Where like I feel like I'm the crazy one,
right?
And I'm like, no, honey, like I know what I saw, I know what I have pictures of on my phone, you know, that sort of thing, and it's like. Right. She made it really hard for me because she was trying to tell me that I was the one causing a problem and like making like just mind your business and go away. And I was like, no, this is really a thing, you know, like I'm not going to let you keep living here while you're putting me in a hazardous environment, basically.
For sure.
So in that case, like I kind of had to just like find my balls almost and be like,
hold him.
Dude, yeah. And I remember having a conversation with my dad because it was when I was a freshman, so I was young. I was like just brand new 18 and like didn't know what to do. And I was like, how do I handle this girl, you know? Right. And it basically was like I had to have a meeting with the whole housing administration people for crazy. University of Maryland. Like it was a whole thing.
That's crazy.
And I had to and she was lying in the meeting and I was like, ooh.
Those liars.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you.
What?
No, I was basically like, you gotta get the fuck up out my house. Facts. That's what I was like.
Yeah, so stuff like that is just like, you just have to, you gotta like, just come knocking on the door like, yo, we gotta talk about this because I feel a certain way. Because that's
and at the end of the day, it's your peace of mind that you're preserving. So how much of an awkward conversation is that worth?
And you got to return home to that. So it's like you don't want to get off work and have to go to a place where you don't feel happy and you don't feel like your home is your where your heart is.
Haven.
You know what I'm saying? Home is where the heart is. So it's like you got to make sure that everything, all the grounds is covered. You know, and if they're not covered, then you gotta, make sure that is intact, and that has to go through communication. Like, yo, step out there. Like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Ann says earplugs and sleep masks for the win. Yo, sleep masks are basically the best thing ever.
I never use them shit.
They put you in like a world of peace. Like everything is gone.
I'm a dude, man. Like I feel like
you can't be seen with one on.
Not even. It's just like if I fall asleep around other dudes with a sleep mask on, nah.
Yeah, that's not cute. I guess.
People gonna draw on my face, do crazy stuff, and I'm gonna have to wind up getting a body. And I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they violate with the sleep mask, that's a no-go.
Okay.
That's a no-go.
Okay.
But I don't really have problems sleeping anyway. When I sleep, I sleep.
No, you really don't. But that's another thing because it's really like if you're gonna have roommates that are causing noise at times when you're trying to rest, that's really a difficult thing.
Because
really
I'm that roommate. I'm the noisy guy. So
and then it's like you have to be the lame one to come in and be like, can
you guys turn it down?
I gotta get up early,
please. I gotta go to work. Or
but even what if you work at night and you gotta sleep in the day? It's not necessarily the night owls. It's everybody has different schedules, right?
So I mean that comes with adjusting as well. You gotta adjust for certain things, but like it's all about push and pull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Compromise. If you're gonna have roommates, you either going to pay a whole bunch of rent, or you're going to compromise and have roommates, which means you compromise your.
So it's about
little perfect details of how you like everything to be in your life.
That's a good question. Like, how much are you willing to, like, what spaces can we occupy at the same times and at different times? So that's a good question to ask. What is yours? What does yours say?
What?
Okay, you're right. It's just hard.
Okay, you're right. It's just hard, especially when it's your best friend. Oh, okay. So, Greek god, you're living with somebody who is your friend, and you're having to tell them about themselves.
Oh, that's tough.
That's a really tough situation. Yeah, Anne, who's around here somewhere, maybe. We lived together like when we were together. We all lived together. And it was the sort of thing where it was like a great thing that we chose to do while it happened, and also something that was like, this could change the really wonderful friendship that I had if it were to be a prolonged thing that I decided to do. And I feel like we both acknowledge that in the relationship. It's hard to decide to live with friends.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it can like change the relationship permanently. So it's something to really, really consider before you decide to get into it.
Word. I lived with friends before when I was young. And
yeah.
It worked out pretty well. Because we kind of established like what the roles were, you know.
Okay.
Play a role and keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that, you know, boundaries are set, roles are set. What you guys do for fun should be, you know, like
similar.
Formal. Yeah, and you should also try at least to have some kind of similarities where they're like, yo, I smoke, I love smoking. If you like smoking, maybe we should, you know, we can do that. We could share that. Have something in common, because it's like, there's some people that live with other people and don't know shit about the other person.
Yeah.
And it's like, how could you do that? But I get it. But at the same time,
but you only gotta be best friends either.
You don't have to be best friends. But you should still, like, know something about that person. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
I've lived with all types, y'all. I've lived with people that I really don't even see ever, so... And I don't know what y'all talk about over there, but...
She loves this topic.
Oh, yes. Yes, I love this topic, too, because it's something that is, like... took me a while to figure out. I really got to the point where I was just like, I think I'm over the roommate situation. Like, I felt like I put in my time. I put in my work. I had enough situations that I had to figure out how to deal with, and then I was like, this guy's really great in all the areas that I'm looking for. So, and you know, you just gotta, like, train each other, kind of. Like, you gotta teach each other the things that bother each other and figure it out, and...
She says your shirt.
And be respectful.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves my top. Thanks, girl.
I thought she likes the topic.
I thought you liked the topic.
You like my shirt, my top,
yeah, I like
too?
your top, too.
It's lit. So like I said, if you guys got some roommate stories or some questions you would...
Yeah, what are y'all's roommate stories? Let's hear them. Both. She likes the top and the topic.
Thanks.
What up, y'all? How's it going?
Train
she
him
likes you
to
too.
not cut his talent as toenails in the bed. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. Anita likes smoking my weed and shit. Yup. You gotta ask them, like, what are your habits? Some people don't want to live with somebody who smokes weed at all.
True.
Or a person who drinks at all. Or what if somebody is really religious, for example, and you want to only be living with other people who are of that same type of thing. Good or bad stories?
Thanks. Both. Start with the bad first, because the bad stories are the juiciest ones.
The bad stories are the juicy. I don't know, my good stories are really, like, only with you, but they're kind of boring, because it's just, like, he washes the dishes. It's that kind of thing, like... And I know where all the money's hidden, you know, so...
Yo. Well, you know where all the money is hidden?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta know where the money's hidden. You gotta know where the money and the guns are, you know?
If I'm gone, guys, send help.
I dug it up in the backyard.
Sorry, yeah, I think that we've had a lot of crazy experiences.
So we're gonna write a book one day. So y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
All the lessons learned from the crazy, crazy people. Crazy roommate got me arrested. I remember that because I bailed you out of jail.
Thug life.
In the middle of the night. So
Thug life.
Okay.
Yo, that's crazy.
That was a whole entire. I knew something crazy was gonna go down that night when I went home, and then it did.
Look, that's your third eye telling you things.
That's another thing. Like, you feel like you can get along with somebody and just kind of go with the flow and stay out of each other's hair or whatever, and then sometimes it doesn't work. Like, it comes down to, like, money thing. It's always, like, something petty, right?
Always petty.
Like, it's always something petty with a roommate. So, what's, like, the way to avoid that pettiness? Hi, Kamal! Sometimes you gotta go to court about a roommate. That is a fact.
See, I never want to take it there. I'd rather just beat you the fuck up. Like, I don't
Shauna tried.
Oh, okay, so that's why Shauna did go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe be a little bit more ninja about it and catch him, like, while they're coming out, like, going to the store, and then, you know, like, boo, 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 boo. And you'll feel a lot better, too.
No, when you're in your home, then you got the self-defense thing going on.
Oh, true. They came into my room.
My room. I was defenseless.
I didn't know what was going on. I was watching Adventure Time, and then, hey, give me your money. And I was like, oh, no, I can't let that happen. So, you got beat the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God. And we've had situations before.
Wash your pubes after you shave in the bathtub that doesn't drain proper if you share a bathroom. Yeah, that's since we run this Airbnb, obviously we have to clean it and such. There's a lot of
body hair, bro.
In the motherfucking tub, like, and we usually have a fucking hair catcher, and people still find ways to leave a lot of hair. Like, wash the shit down, bro. Like, anyway, I digress. Yeah.
So,
roommates.
Sometimes you get stuck in a situation that's not good. The best thing that happens in that situation is that you are faced to man up. You are faced with a situation.
We're not sexist over here.
You are faced with a situation where you have to man up or woman up and be challenged by speaking out against something that doesn't fit right with you in your life.
Yeah.
And it's actually a lesson that can be really, really helpful in a whole bunch of other areas of life as well. And this is one where we're kind of forced to do it, like, your back's against the wall, right? You just gotta say something. Like, it's the worst, but you just gotta say it, you know?
Word.
So it actually can be helpful to have to deal with those situations because it shows you how to stand up for yourself. Right. Yeah, like, standing up for yourself is an important lesson.
For sure. And roommates will challenge
They would try it, yes.
They would challenge all of that.
Yes.
So, you know, everybody keep fighting the good fight.
And we still, like, we've been taking people's, like, Anne says, also, I think your visitors are your responsibility. Their mess and behaviors land on you. That's a really good one, yeah.
Visitors are a very important topic as well to discuss. Like, who are you going to have in my crib? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you a thug? Do you hang out with other thugs? Or are you, BDSM and you like doing crazy shit when, you know, people aren't here? Like, open communication is key. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's some weird ass people.
You're right. You know, especially in this city.
Right. Exactly. Especially in the world, Craig. Like, there's a lot of things going on, and you can have your privacy, cool, but when it involves, you know, coming into the crib, like, you know. Because there's been a lot of times where you have roommates, and then the roommates, you got random people chilling, smoking in your crib, doing all sorts. Like, who are you? You know? So, yeah, definitely ask who do they hang out with, and, you know, what's going on. Like,
Yup. That's a fact. Well, this has been dope, y'all. I appreciate everybody who came out. And we've been taking all of your topics still. So if y'all want to hear us talk about something in particular,
For sure.
What up, John? Let us know. And we're here every week. So we're going to keep talking.
Wednesday,
we're going to keep chatting.
1 p.m.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's one person on
8 p.m. 8 p.m.
I've been drinking port. I don't know what. I'm still drinking alcohol for my birthday.
Yo, Yeah, that's true. That is true.
People who love alcohol,
Yeah.
I'm sipping. I'm not boozing, I'm just sipping, you know? Anyway, I don't care if there's one person on IG Live or each of our pages. We're going to be sitting here.
We're going to be here.
We're going to be here.
Talking.
And
so come listen.
Y'all should
come
through.
learn something because we teach y'all something every week.
And we learn from you guys as well.
Yes.
And
that's the best part.
It's just life. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
Peace.
Keep it up. Yes. Y'all as well. We'll see you next week.
Next week. Oh.